But for those that are sitting on the fence from an advertising and marketing perspective, who are going, well, what should I do? What advice would you give them?
Well, it's lucky for me because I went two ways. So I had two dealerships.
Yeah.
One I chose to close the doors.
Okay.
And the other one I decided to leave the doors open.
Okay.
I only closed the door for 1 month at Wisers Road because we found out it was the wrong way to do it.
Yep.
Well, not the wrong way, but we made a decision at the time, and it probably was okay through that period. But
yep. But again, you made the decision on what information you had.
Absolutely. Yep. And I think the biggest thing for businesses is no right or wrong decision, as long as you've got all the information that's available to you as best you can. But probably better than the information available to you is come up with a plan, stick to your plan, but don't be afraid to be nimble with your plan. Right. Yeah. So you've got to be versatile. You've got to be nimble. You've got to understand these changes. So we opened up Wisers Road on the 5th of May, and funny enough, where the guys were so motivated to get back. It's been a good start to May. It's not normal, but it's much significantly better than I had anticipated.
Yeah. And whether it's a car dealership or a small boutique shop, I think that advice is sound in terms of, you're right, have an intelligent plan. Don't just panic move.
Correct.
But have an intelligent plan in terms of understanding your resources, understanding the partners you have around you that can support you and work with you, and we'll touch on that in a second. But actually moving and doing and trialing. Like you said, if you'd had the mindset of I'm shutting for 6 months and that's it and away we go, what damage does that do to a business? Yeah, considering now what you know now, you're probably sitting there going, geez, we might have been able to open up a week or two earlier.
Yep.
But I go, it's not 6 months, right?
No.
Which means the other car dealers out there are not necessarily going to get the jump on you as all the restrictions start to
Correct.
lift. I must admit, from our perspective, from a radio perspective, we're no different to you in terms of, we have our systems in place of how we operate. And I'm quite bull at a gate with a lot of things, and it's quite amazing now to see what we can achieve in a week that possibly 6 months ago would have been discussed for 2 months. Whereas now, here's an idea, let's go. That didn't work, let's try something else. Let's get back to in terms of working with partners, because that's one of the other things as well I think is important from a business perspective is you should never feel like you're in it on your own.
Correct.
Because there's so many people, whether it's the council, whether it's Chamber of Commerce, whether it's other like-minded businesses, friends, etc., or media groups that are willing to help. Because again, we all win if we all get through this together. No one wins if people are left behind. Tell us about your work with the radio station as an example, as to how we were able to partner up with you in terms of helping you through, and now also planning to accelerate out.
So look, I think the big thing is when this all first happened is, we like every business went, we're out, we're not spending any money. Sorry, radio. Sorry, everyone. We're not advertising. We're battening down the hatches. And I think the big thing with Hot and Zinc is they came back to us and said, "Hey guys, we understand. You guys gave us a great package. Right? So you were nimble to work with us. So from a value for money point of view, we turned around and went, well, hey, hang on a minute. We shouldn't be headstrong and say, that's it. So we come to a great agreement. But the beauty thing of our partners is traditionally my advertising is very much sell cars advertising, whereas I changed the message to servicing. So again, the value, and it was it's conversations with you guys that allowed us to think a little bit differently. We were very much about, the message was always how do we sell cars through this period, where the reality was sales, as we all know, just fell off a cliff towards the end of March and through April. So you allowed us to think outside the square, and we changed our message to the service department. Turns out our service department was not much down as what it would normally be. So and April's a tough month in any other given year, let alone a year with COVID-19 in it. So that and the beauty of those conversations that we had with you guys, because you got to know our business over the years, we did different things. Yes, we had the safety side of things, but the other great thing is we adopted the yes, we service new cars under manufacturer's warranty. We do manufacturer's handbooks for all our brands, etc., etc. But what a lot of people didn't realise is we can do a $179 handbook service just like any other service independent place can do.
You've got people in there who know how to do things.
Exactly right. So,
and that's what you were saying before in terms of getting out of the way of, hey, you've got to do it our way. All of a sudden, you're going, well, hang on, there's more cars out there that need all sorts of different things done to them or help. Why don't we adjust to that?
Absolutely. So, car dealerships, we have a stereotype that we only ever service while you're in warranty, right? Yep. And so we wanted to change that message, and that's what we used. The information, and you guys got us thinking significantly different, so we could make those decisions, and that's been very advantageous.
Great, and it's a conversation I had last week with another client. Same thing. It was, and again, as an example to other businesses out there, is don't be afraid of ideas coming to you. Like he even said, that he would just say no to everything, and then he realised, well, hang on a second, these guys know as much about the business as I do, potentially. They're coming in with good intentions in terms of helping me grow the business. So didn't mean he said yes to everything, but it was more being open to the mindset of going, well, okay, well, maybe this can work, and how do we adjust to it? And you never know, maybe it's something that you continue doing from here on. Spot on. And you go, interesting. Which is important, and again, whether it's radio, TV, newspaper, whatever the case is, it's to have that relationship with every partner that you're working with. We're all in this together. You're all part of the family.
Spot on.
The number one thing here is to, in this case, keep the business going. And whether it's through service and the engagement with searching for cars, whatever the case might be. But then as we get back to, as you said before, whatever the new normal is, then we start to adjust back into that.